Hey guys, Mr. Abyss here with Life is a Shonen. If you're enjoying the content on our channel, go ahead and like our video and subscribe to our channel. And if you want to go ahead and get updates whenever we put out a new video, go ahead and click that little bell down there as well. Enjoy. I don't know. I don't know why they picked this series to ruin. I don't know. But they did. And I'll admit I went there kind of with an idea like this probably isn't going to be that good. Maybe I didn't give it the most chance that I possibly ever could have given it, but did it really deserve it after the last one? I gave it the chance that it deserved. And it was so much worse than I ever could have thought. I've been trying to think, how am I going to do this video? What am I going to do it like? Do I just go in and just shit on everything? I even sat down and I was like, all right, instead of just destroying it, let me think of what's positive about the movie. Maybe I could break it down by do something positive, do something negative, positive, negative. No, you can't even do that. Do you want to know what positives I came up with? Okay. There's dinosaurs in this movie. That's cool. Chris Pratt is pretty funny, and they have a character that either was tailor-made to him or he fit extremely well. So they did good there. The red-haired girl is cute. She's not... I don't like to say someone's a bad actor because I don't act. I'm not I don't know anything about acting, but my God. And especially the science Asian guy. Those two people, he is the worst actor I've ever seen. I don't know where you got this guy from. I don't know what you thought was is he famous somewhere else? I don't know. But he literally just plays generic crazy scientist guy, and that's it. That's all he is. He doesn't exist for anything else. He has no backstory. He's nothing. That's what half these characters are. There's a character who's quirky nerd guy. That's it. That's all he is. Quirky nerd guy who doesn't want to be there. That's as far as he goes. And then there's a smart girl that doesn't take shit, that knows how to take care of animals. That's all I know about her. She doesn't take shit from these guys. She knows these animals enough to take care of dinosaurs. And that's it. That's all I know about her. Oh, and the main evil human... Maybe I missed something. I'm sure there were some points where I was just so bothered I missed something. And I'll admit, I went to go refill my IC quite a few times. But I don't think they explained, who the main villain guy, bad guy, the human, was in relation to, anyone else in the story until halfway through. And it wasn't just me. It was other people around me. Was he the girl's father? Was he, the old guy's grandson, or I don't know. Later on, you find out that, and yes, I'm going so spoiler heavy. You shouldn't even care about spoilers in this movie. Man, it's trash. But let's keep going. You find out later on that he was just a business partner, or he was just the guy that was there to take care of the old guy's business, and that was it. And that's all he was. I don't know. Zero depth for anybody except someone who was in the last movie. That's it. Now, I brought my a notebook in there to, when there was enough light to go ahead and write down things that were going on, things that bothered me, things that I like. And, in the first 15 minutes, I was 2 pages deep. So I had to kind of slow down on that because it was just... you could go on for 3 hours about how bad the movie is and analyze each bad thing. And I promise I don't just want the movie to be bad. I love the first one. I want it to be good. I would love for you to get whatever that first one did and to understand it and make it good, but you didn't. You just took a formula of what the first one was. You identified that there were these kinds of characters in the movie. They went against dinosaurs. Scary things happened. And you just follow that formula. You put a new character in for each of those places and went with it. And people go by. I bought a ticket. I went to see it. As long as we keep doing that, this is going to keep happening. But let's get into it. I went down, took out the notes that were actually good, or at least entertaining in some way. And I'm going to go down the list, and we're going to talk about what the hell happened in this movie. So, one thing that threw me off when I started looking through my notebook was that I actually wrote down at one point that the movie was going well so far. Little did I know the atrocities that I was going to perceive going forward in this movie. Point number one that bothered me, but hey, I'll even bring up ones that... Some of my points are things that, you could kind of just get past it. The only reason they bother me is because of the other things that were so bad I can't get past them. So it kind of just stacks on things on top of that. when she came to convince him to go back, like, why would you go back? I mean, really, dude, why go back? I understand that you have a connection to this one dinosaur, but, like, every time anyone goes here, everyone dies, or something bad happens. You were on the right track when you said, I'm just going to have to let it go. These things were extinct. We brought them back to life. Maybe they should go to being extinct again. Maybe I'm crazy. But he went back. Whatever. And we introduced a character into this with a little girl that was supposed to be... And I don't remember who the old guy is. There's a lot of characters I just don't remember. They're not important enough to remember anymore. But it was the old man's granddaughter. And did it ever state who the mom actually was? Oh, it was just a clone. That was all it was. Damn. There wasn't even like a back thing. It's just a clone. That's even more disappointing than being angry. I have my answer and like I'm emotionless about it. Oh, it was a clone like y'all said. Okay, that makes sense. Because the clone thing didn't even I'm sorry to get ahead. This should be towards the end of it, but like the clone story the clone plot point served no purpose whatsoever. Literally all it was is for a short... It all amounted to one short conversation where evil bad guy tells them that she's a clone, and they go, and then the movie continues and it's never brought up again and no one ever cares. That's generally like that little formula you saw right there and felt, that feeling you felt, that's the whole movie. I mean, really and truly, what am I going to say? So we finally make our way to the island, and of course, there's a paramilitary group there that has been hired to do something nefarious. Of course, they don't actually care about the dinosaurs. They're not the good guys, blah, blah, blah. This has happened in like 4 of the movies, I swear. Like I said, they just took formula and they refilled the spots with new people. That's all they did. And, kind of, if they would step back the characters for a moment, Earth has tried to get rid of these dinosaurs many, many times now. First, it hit it with a meteor. They're gone. Hey, fuck, it did its job. History happened. Dinosaurs are gone. So we decided to bring them back. Then it gives them an island. Then it destroys that island that they're on. But no. Let's keep on messing with Mother Nature, and let's take these dinosaurs out, and then, take them to wherever that we're going to take them. I'm going to get into that whole thing later. I want to throw the corny alert big time, because, like, what I was talking about before, up until this point, really wasn't too bad. But, man, it kicks into high gear from here on out. Pretty much the studio has completely conceded the fact that dinosaurs in and of themselves are even scary, or they can even be, or maybe they've given up on any creativity to use what dinosaurs have naturally to make them scary. Like, do you remember the first one? Something is where I forgot his name. He was the fat guy that was in the car. He got killed by the one that could spit tar. Like, they made it seem unassuming. They used the situation. The guy's in the car. It appears. It gets pissed off, spits tar into its eye. That's frightening. That was terrible. You were being put into situations where you can't operate. You're in their world. You're dead. And they just gave up on that. Like, the most frightening part of the island wasn't even dinosaurs. It was the fucking, the island exploding. That had way more pertinence than any dinosaur ever did, except for Blue, and I hate Blue. I hate what they did to raptors. I'll get into that later, too. Another thing that bothered me, you have the scene where they're running away from the volcanic rocks, and there's a stampede of dinosaurs that, like, I swear, maybe I am assuming too much here. But every single other dinosaur that was running seemed to understand that they're running from something that's going to kill them. Right? Every one of them. They were not like, the humans meant nothing, let's stampede, let's get out of here, shit's going down. And someone that knows animals better than me, please explain this to me. It's not a T-Rex, it's a different kind of dinosaur, looks kind of like it, a little smaller. And he just decides to go try and kill the humans in the middle of all of this. Like, is that how predators would actually work? I don't think that is. If volcanic ash is hitting all these things and lava's coming and your natural habitat's been destroyed, I think the only thing that's pertinent to the animal is to get the fuck out of there. Maybe it's not, though. Maybe that's actually how it would work. The predator would still use the opportunity to hunt. But then, that doesn't get them out. Because right after that, this dinosaur's trying to get the humans, and out of nowhere, a T-Rex appears, kills this guy, And like I said, if it made sense and this is what predators would do to get food, the T-Rex would have eaten that thing, right? Or at least chomped on it until some rocks hit it and had to run away too. But no, the T-Rex literally just showed up, killed it, and then ran away with everybody else. It existed solely for the purpose to kill that thing that was going to kill these people. Nothing else. It wasn't to feed. You can't even argue that. It just killed it and left. Why did it even stop? Like, it's so stupid, man. Oh, and you get this, like, hilarious scene. I'm sure it was meant to be, like, dramatic, but it was just kind of funny. They all finally make it to the boat. The island's exploding. Rocks are hitting everywhere. And they finally make it onto the boat, and they kind of turn back to look at Jurassic Park or Jurassic World or whatever they call this shit now. And you see this one, I guess it's a brontosaurus, one of the long neck guys, and he's just kind of sitting there like, well, I guess I can't go with you guys. I know you're just a little too far away. I could totally fit on this boat, if you guys would maybe come back and get me. Oh, no? No, you're just going to keep going? Oh, okay. Like the dinosaur understood somehow that the ship was the only way left to get off the island, and it just kind of had to accept its own death and get eaten by lava, and it was just funny to me. I didn't care about this dinosaur. It wasn't sad at all. It was so corny and just so ham-handed. Is that the word? I don't know. I don't have a word for this. I've never seen shit like this. Maybe I've seen it and I just didn't notice it because I actually care about the first movie because it was good. A little nostalgia of my childhood. I don't know. But let's keep going on. Okay, all that was bad. And I'm sure I'm leaving things out. At one point, I just gave up writing because there's just too much in this movie to go over that's bad. Maybe someone else can do that. It gets even worse from here. I didn't think it could happen. I should have expected it, but it gets way worse. So we bring ourselves, skip whatever happened in between there, blah, blah, blah. We bring ourselves to the auction. They got all the dinosaurs. They got off the island. They bring it to this house where the guy's going to sell it to these different buyers. One guy's from Russia. The generic people that would be at a black market sale of dinosaurs are all there. And it's explained to us that a brand new life form has been created. That's the ultimate killing machine. It takes all the DNA of all these other dinosaurs, plus the one that we created, and raptor DNA, which I thought we already had, but we need this specific raptor's DNA. And it's made a point that these things can be militarized. They have these heightened senses, particularly smelling. They even mention the smelling aspect. They bring it up. It was supposed to be a point that made it super dangerous. Now you can't even run from it because it knows where you're at because it can smell you. Oh, and it's smart. And they play on that once. One time. 2 times, actually, if you count the stupid door opening shit. But, we've seen raptors do that, literally every movie. I'm sure there's 1 or 2 where they don't. But it's just a part of Jurassic Park movies now. And before I continue on, I'm not going to get into it because I refused almost to acknowledge that the scene existed. It's when Blue the dinosaur let a tear cry because it's just so fucking sad about what's going on. I don't know if they have tear ducts. I don't know. I don't care. I don't... stop tugging at my heartstring with these stupid damn dinosaurs. The way I feel about these raptors... Now, Blue to me represents everything bad about the genre now. Do you remember how terrifying raptors used to be? Do you remember that in the old movies where, T-Rexes were bad, but if you had a pack of raptors, you're dead. They're nearly as smart as you. They can plan things. They know you're trying to plan things, and they learn, and now they're dogs. Now they're just little dogs that'll listen to you, and they'll just go attack things, and, that's it. They're not frightening. It's just you've taken everything. Oh, and T-Rexes are just plot devices now. That's all they are. They kind of lost their luster when they started introducing newer, bigger things, but they're just plot devices to save them and to appear and to have a cool scene. Speaking of these dinosaur emotions, there's a scene, of course things go bad at the auction, and you have one of the greedy military guys break in, and the brand new one that they were introducing, the one that was so dangerous and so smart and had such great senses, is still left in the cage, and one of the paramilitary guys decides, I'm going to capture this thing and sell it. So he shoots it with some sedatives, which I thought, at this point, dude, everyone's dying. Just, shoot it 9 times, let it have an overdose, let's get out of here, come on. But no, he shoots it. The thing pretends like it passes out. And you had this scene, dude, where he walks in the cage, and he's standing over the thing, taunting it and saying all these things. And, like, you see its tail go up, and the guy looks back, and the raptor opens its eyes. And it smiles. Like, I'm not fucking kidding. They took its mouth, and they curved it upwards, and gave him an evil smile. It's just so stupid, dude. Like, the smartest thing that it ever did in this movie was that. It tricked the guy into thinking it was asleep. That was its super huge and amazing intelligence that it had. Honestly, every other raptor in the show has been smarter than it. I don't know what the enhanced intelligence was supposed to do, but it didn't do shit. That scene was so fucking awful. The only people that it killed, by the way, was that guy and then 3 other auctioneer people. That's it. That's all it was. So, remember the dinosaur that I was just referencing, the one that they created, and how it had these just amazing senses, and especially its sense of smell? Dude, okay, so literally after they do this, and the thing breaks out, and you know all this stuff about it. Like, okay, let me interject for a second. You know dogs, and they have really good senses of smelling. When you tell me an animal has good sense of smell, that's what I liken it to. Where you can give a dog like a whiff of someone's clothing, and it can run into a forest and find this fucking person. So the scene is Chris Pratt, the girl, and the younger girl are running from this Indoraptor, which I don't know what y'all call weed in other states, if it's just a Houston thing that I've heard. We used to call it Indo down here, so an Indoraptor is kind of funny to me, so I never really could take it seriously. But they're running in the house away from this raptor, and you remember in the first movie where the kids were in that kitchen, and they would hide at the front of the aisle, make some noise so the raptor would come up and they would slide around to the other side? Well, they're essentially doing that again, but it's at the base of a statue in the middle of this house. And the raptor is 1 foot away from them. They're 1 foot. I'm not even joking. I'm not exaggerating. Like, here's where they are, and here's where it is. And it's smelling, and it's sniffing, and it just can't find them. Like, it even goes around it and is following in their path to where their scent has to be being left behind. Like, how can he not find them? He even gets on top of the thing, and until they make noise, he doesn't look down. They were right beneath him. And then they end up running away, and it breaks through this reinforced glass, all this stuff, and there's a scene, this next one, it keeps on going. So this is a pretty big dinosaur, right? I mean, he's 3 times bigger. Like, if you took a raptor and a T-Rex and kind of got him halfway in the middle, kind of, that's how big this guy is. And he can run fast. Raptors can run really fast. So the little girl is at the end of a hallway. It's a pretty long hallway. The house is like 6 stories tall. It's huge, really, really big. I don't know where they're at. In fact, where are they? Where are they in this movie? Are they in England? Or are they in America? I don't know. Maybe I missed that one too. It really doesn't matter. But she's at the end of this long hallway, and this fucking dinosaur is running as fast as it possibly can because she's starting to pull down. She's in one of those things you can send your laundry down. Like if you have a really tall house or a apartment complex or something, you can put the thing in there and the laundry can go down the chute or whatever. She's in that. And she's trying to close the doors before this giant raptor gets her. And it's got to be going like 40 miles an hour. And it runs, and she closes the door, and its head hits the wooden door, and nothing happens to the door. Like, I don't know the dynamics of the physics that it would take, the force of this beast that weighs tons or a ton or however many tons it weighs going at this speed with a plank of wood, but at the least it would dent the wood, something other than nothing. And then even if that didn't work, the thing is supposed to be smart, and it should be able to tell that all I got to do is like lift it, because it can open doors. Lift the door. She didn't go anywhere. I don't even. And this, it was at that point. It was at that point that I'd had enough for that moment, and I decided to go refill my icy again. And this next part, I'll admit, maybe I completely missed something. I probably did because it made no fucking sense. When I leave, they're running away from dinosaurs in the house. And then when I walked back inside, the little girl is in bed with the covers pulled up like she's trying to go to sleep. Like she wasn't hiding. I don't think she was hiding, like worst hiding job ever. And I just had to wonder to myself, why the fuck are y'all still in this house? And where's everyone? That's what confused me. Like, Were they trying to find her too? Or did they just say, like, go sleep upstairs for a while? I'm sure you'll be okay, even though the dinosaurs got out. And that one's still alive. And I don't know. This fucking movie, I don't know. This is the end of the movie, by the way. Like, nothing has happened yet, and it's the end of the movie. And they're fighting the Indoraptor. Once again, I must reiterate that it is a genetically engineered killing machine, taking all these points of all these different dinosaurs and putting them into one, enhancing its mind, and making it able to follow orders. Pretty scary, right? Well, yeah, it can't beat one raptor. One raptor. Blue, it couldn't do shit to Blue. Like, I understand that you've made an animal, and these people have gotten now attached to Blue, so maybe you can't just kill it off like that. You should, because, like, this thing was so much bigger than Blue that one throw from it should have broke Blue's neck. I just don't understand what was supposed to be scary about the Indoraptor, because nothing was. It didn't do anything. Like, one time it walked on glass, and it realized that the glass is a little weak and can't hold its weight, so it walked on the metal. That was it. That was the smart thing it did. And then it died. And you know how it died? Fell on a bone. That's it. That was the end of Indoraptor. Bye. And then, of course, you get your Jurassic Park scene with tiny-ass fucking Blue standing over the Indoraptor going, rah! Just like the first one. Just like the other ones. Of course. And then you have, like, the scene that just did it. The scene that just did it more than anything that I've ever seen. Like, it brought everything together and it just culminated into a steaming pile of dinosaur shit. So, smartly, is that a word, smartly? I don't know. The scientists and all of that actually put a system into place to kill all of these dinosaurs just in case something got out of hand and they were going to escape, so we could kill them all, because who the fuck, like, even the evil guys don't want dinosaurs in America or England or wherever the fuck we're at. I'm gonna go with America because only a couple people had accents, so, like, where's houses like that? It's either England or America. I don't know which one it is. But even the bad guys don't want this to happen, right? I mean, like, we can all come here and agree that the worst possible thing to happen from this would be to let these dinosaurs out into the world, into this country. Like, why? So we put arsenic gas in there, and if something ever happens, it floods it with gas, and every single one of the dinosaurs die. Problem solved. Now, they did have a moment where redhead girl, main girl, whatever she was, she amounts to nothing in the story, except for a girl that's on Chris Pratt's shoulder. That's it. That's all she is, and I hate characters like that. I love strong female characters, and she's not one, and it bothers me. And they're sitting there, and for a second, she's going to hit the button to open the door at the end of it to let the dinosaurs out. But, like, Chris Pratt, which, like, I wish there was a character, none of them had balls. I don't know. No one, he even said for a second, he was like, you know, once you do this, there's no going back from that. But why didn't someone step out and say, what the fuck are you doing? Are you seriously thinking about letting dinosaurs, and it's not, if it was just herbivores, hey, I can kind of understand it. They're big leaf eaters. We could probably deal with that. But no, there's a T-Rex, and there's whatever that other thing was that the T-Rex fought. Like, these things are being let out too, and they're going to kill people. So don't open that door, idiot. Don't be an asshole. And she isn't an asshole. She closes it, and we're like, all right, good. Thank you. Thank you, someone, for saying what should have been said and doing what should have been done. Then the fucking door starts to open. And you look around and you're like, what the fuck? Like, did the electricity go out and just make this door open? And then you turn back and the fucking girl did it. The little girl screams, they're living just like me, and lets dinosaurs out of this place into the country. She just murdered people. Why didn't anyone stop this stupid girl? I don't care how connected you are to these animals and what you feel about how, like, we shouldn't treat these animals wrong or that they're living things too. Well, dude, you just killed people because you let T-Rexes out and you let whatever those other carnivorous carnivorous dinosaurs were out into homes. Like, there's homes, obviously, there's a city. Blue runs to a city. It's not that far away. But she let that happen because she's an asshole. And everyone else is an asshole. And this movie was just so bad. The characters were terrible. Most of the actors were terrible. I told you about the Asian guy, and I don't know. I don't know. Jurassic Park had a theme in the first one, and it was pretty apparent. This is their world. This place that you created and they got loose, it's their world now, and no matter our technology and how powerful we feel, in their world, where they have the advantage, we're nothing. So what do? What do? You take the dinosaurs out of their advantage and put them over here. Like, really, what is there to be scared about, dude? It's going to get a couple families, and then the fucking military is going to come, and they're just going to minigun the dinosaurs. What are they doing? I don't understand what they're trying for. Maybe I just completely missed the point of the story, but I really don't think there was a point. That's really all I got to say. I've never disliked a movie like this before in my life. Bye-bye.